Here's my question for you.
Oh, okay. Right off the bat, I'm ready.
Right off the bat, the bet's going. The bet is going.
It is.
And I have to check with you turning all these pages and doing all this reading. Are you protecting your wrist? Are you protecting your wrist?
When has this ever been a concern of yours? Where is this coming from?
Oh,
you're talking about for...
you got it.
I see. No, I'm not, and I'm pretty concerned.
Yes, you should be. Welcome back to Talking Story. My name is John Min. That right there is my literary wingman, the best producer on BookTube, says so on bathroom walls all over the place, the scion to the Talking Story throne.
There's another one? We're adding scion?
Yeah, we're adding scion.
By the way,
that's always been there.
I gotta say, every time that you say heir apparent, I have to think of something else now. Heir apparent.
H-E-I-R, heir apparent.
It'll come up why I accidentally said the other term in a second. Somebody, I gotta find the name, I think it was Sebastian, sent me that every time that you say heir apparent, they think of this magic card that I will put up that is a...
Oh, I believe you have a stack of goodness here that someone sent to you, and you have said magic card.
Do I really?
I believe you certainly do.
I'll put it up now. It's a magic card that says heir apparent. That is a hair dressed in robes.
I believe someone has been enormously kind to you.
Wow.
And I don't want to spoil everything for our book book haul coming up, but I believe you'll be holding up that card.
That's crazy. I just had to break and say that for a second. Now I think of that every time you say heir apparent. But scion is too much. Now we have too many. You have to get rid of it.
No, stop it. Now listen to me.
Oh, okay.
Listen to me.
Yes.
You have to thank a lot of people.
I'm always. But why today?
Look, our pre-sale ended.
Yes.
And this, we have said it. We've gone on record, and we mean it every time we are always completely blown away, humbled, and shocked at the generosity of the amazing group of people that somehow we've been able to surround ourselves with. You are going to have to be signing over 440 some odd books, dude.
Well, so will you. It's not just me.
I saw that number. I might have to call in sick. I'm an old man. I have arthritis.
You can't call in sick. It's all three of our names on the cover. You can't just not do that.
I know the phone number. I can call in sick.
No.
You can sign our signatures are so close. You could sign both.
No, I changed it to look a little cooler for this exact scenario.
First of all, you can't look cooler than mine. That can't happen.
It's gonna happen. Anyone that ordered the book, compare it.
Well, look, we hit 4 unbelievable thanks to everyone.
Absolutely. Yes, the pre-sale is over now. Just to say that, if you missed your chance,
wrapped up last night at 11 o'clock,
11:30 p.m. Eastern. I shut it off. Massive thanks to everybody that got in there in the past 7 days.
Guys, seriously.
Massive thanks to the people that shouted us out and kind of put us out there. We had a huge bump from Two to Ramble. I'll be thanking Austin and Richard until I die. But
absolutely
thank everybody that got a copy.
But everybody that has the interest level and support level to log on to our website and do this. This is above and beyond what I thought we would be. So I thought we'd have a nice little live stream. We'd sign a few books. We'd stick them in envelopes. We'd drive them to the post office. This is.
Dude, if we still do that, it's going to be a long live stream.
We might have to break it up into, I don't know. We're going to have to, it now ballooned to the point where we will have to make a plan of how to handle this.
Yeah. But what a lucky problem to have.
Unbelievable.
Couldn't be more thankful.
I am walking around in a daze. Absolutely walking around in a daze, and I will be thankful forever to everyone. Just absolute thanks for making that such an enormous success.
And if you didn't get a chance to get it, you can now pre-order the ebook on Amazon. That is now available to do.
The big date is May 15th. Check out Amazon. You can pre-order the ebook. The print book will be hitting there soon. And it's on Goodreads now, I think, and Storygraph and everything.
Yeah, for those that have read it and want to leave a review, you can do that on Goodreads and Storygraph. It's now
right,
on there.
or check you want to read, or whatever you do. To
and our website is linked below. You can
up.
find all that stuff on there. So just head over to our website and look for all that.
There you go. It's all on the website. So hey, like I said, the bet's going.
The bet is going.
How is it?
I feel pretty good.
How's turning all those pages? Show me.
I feel pretty good.
I hope you're going to blow me away.
You know, I was hoping to be done, but we all knew that wasn't going to happen. So I'm not done. This is, for those listening and not watching, this is Howling Dark by Christopher Rocchio that I've been trying to get to the end of as quickly as possible because we have a bet that I can read more books than my dad this month. So my goal is to wrap this up and then blaze through as many manga and children's books as I can to just pad my load and have more books read than you by the end of the month. So I am...
And the bet, if I read more books, you will have to read some Cornell Woolrich.
Right. Yeah.
And if you read more books than me, I will be wearing a shirt and tie for the month roundup.
You will indeed. Yeah. But that does not mean that you get to pick a tie. You just have to wear the tie.
I understand the bet, but I don't. I feel pretty good.
I feel pretty good. We'll get into why I feel pretty good in a second. I think 82% of the way done.
Oh, that is good.
I got 10 chapters left. I'm either wrapping this up tomorrow or very early Tuesday morning. Howling Dark will be done.
And
God, it's so good. It's so good.
Doesn't it just take everything from Empire of Silence, everything in Sunny, you're just like crank it to 11? Like it's just
Yes. I am at I assume I'm at the climax now. I must be.
Let me tell you something. When you hit the climax, you will know. There are no questions.
I must be. You're
going to tell me off air what's happening.
I will. Yeah, obviously no spoilers. Okay. Not everybody's read it. I totally understand. But I thought, wow, this is really great. And then the moment happens, and it's like, oh, this is going to go so badly. We've taken the hardest right turn we possibly could. And I'm loving every second of that downhill ride. It's so great. But once again, the thing that I was talking about that I was really enjoying, I think it was on the last Weekly Reader, or maybe even the one before that I was talking about how much I love just the culture of translation between the humans and the Cielson and how that process works. And I was hoping we'd get more of that, and man, we got way more of it. And it was...
Oh, get ready for even more.
I'm so excited because those scenes to me are some of the most interesting scenes. The way that
let me
they
just
play
tell
out.
you. Let me throw three words at you.
Okay.
Kingdoms of Death.
That is. I remember when we talked to Christopher. You hadn't read it by then, and he said that is like the C. Elson book where you really dive into a lot of stuff. So I can't wait. I'm loving every second of Howling Dark. It's incredible.
It is so thrilling for me to see you getting into series that give you this charge, and you're going to be with all of us reading the final book in November. It's awesome, man. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's thrilling for me too, dude. Saturday, which for us when we're recording this was yesterday. It was just really nice weather, and Amanda and I went to the park and laid out a beach towel, and I just read outside for like 3 hours. It was great. It was such a good day.
That sounds amazing.
It was really nice. And then that was the point where I was like just about to hit the climax, and I was like, just a book this good and nice weather, being outside with my fiance. This weekend was awesome. And this book was a big reason for that.
Amazing to hear, my friend.
Yeah.
Amazing to hear. That's wonderful.
So then after Tuesday,
you're padding the stack.
And I got a stack. So first off, I don't know what order I'm going to pick these up. I'm just going to get through as many as I can in the week.
Yeah.
We got a book of poetry by Stepan.
Stefan, yeah.
The Child of Happiness.
I got to get that title out there for you.
Yeah.
You are the Child of Happiness. Yeah.
Add this to the list. Thanks for studying this, Stepan. It will help me pad my my end of month wrap up. Just a little book of poetry. Really excited for it. I know very little about it. I've not read anything by Stepan, a friend of the channel, but looking forward to it. I know that I've got a couple Magic Treehouse books waiting for me that Sebastian kindly sent.
You do. A very nice person, I believe. I don't have it right in front of me, but I'm pretty sure it's Justin. Pretty sure he's helping
Justin,
you pad
the
your
chiseler.
stack.
Yes, Justin. Yeah. Thank you, Justin. That will help. So I have two Magic Treehouse books I got to get to. Something a little more adult. Martin McDonagh released a whole new play.
And I need to get that from you.
2 years ago. I will let you borrow this. Yeah. This is Hangmen by Martin McDonagh. I think he took a break from doing movies just for a little bit to do one more play. I guess he missed doing plays. If you don't know Martin McDonagh, he did The Banshees of Inisherin most recently, and the one that I think people know the most is 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Yeah.
Maybe one of my favorite writers of all time. So I'm sure I will love this.
Oh, you're going to love that.
And again, very small. Then we got Nice House on the Lake, Volume 1 and 2.
Very good. Very good.
I have read Volume 1 before, but I remember very little of it. So I'm going to read it again just because it helps pad and because it'll help me, know what's going on in Volume 2 when I get to it. But you read this and said it was phenomenal. On some like top of the year for you. I can't remember what list
absolutely.
it was.
It's one of my favorite reads of last year.
Yeah.
I had a great time with
it. And now you're doing the sequel, Nice House on the Sea.
Just as good. Yeah. Nice House by the Sea.
And then I'm starting One Piece.
Yes.
There's 3 volumes in here, so it counts as 3. So we're getting into One Piece. I'm going through it as quickly as I can. And then I'll pick up Volume 4 from you because you have all the others that Zach so kindly sent you.
Yes. You absolutely may share.
And then some things that Zach so kindly sent me. This is a while ago, but I don't even know how many volumes are in here, but I have the Attack on Titan Colossal Editions 1 and 2.
Yeah.
That I think have 5 volumes each. I don't know if I'll get all the way through both of these.
I don't know, dude. This is huge. Even though it's manga, this is a lot. This is a huge stack.
I don't know how many of these I'm going to get into. I just have a ginormous stack of tiny things that I'm going to get through as much of it as I can to be able to beat you.
Dr. Seuss Lovecraft. You have those too?
Yeah. See, I forgot to get those. Those will take me like 10 minutes.
You got those.
The Call of Cthulhu, At the Mountains of Madness, and Dagon, the Dr. Seuss Lovecraft that Gryftkin so kindly sent me over there on the shelf. I'll read those. That'll be 3 of them. That'll take me.
That's your master plan. That's your master.
That's my master plan. I have no idea. I doubt I'll get through all of it, but I hope I can beat you. Let's see.
We'll see, man.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's I think there's like 10 in there. It's like 17, 18, 19. That'd be 20 books if I got through all of them. Books, but
I would love nothing more than for you to win this.
I don't know. I feel confident, and yet when I think of the logistics of how much you read every day, my confidence falls a little bit.
Well, let me tell you, the stack I have is not that large.
I'm happy about that. Well, you're doing Ships of Merior, right?
Well, I finished Leviathan.
Oh, you're right.
I think I was not quite done with this last week, right?
No, you were very close. And you were
very
saying
close, but
you were
had not quite done with
up.
it.
Yeah.
Look, one of my favorite series of all time, the Matthew Corbett series by Robert McCammon. This is the final book. This is the end. Did it have those fireworks for me? Did it have that climactic pow? Yes and no. I really think when he started this series with Speaks the Nightbird, I don't think he planned a series. I think this character just kept kind of whispering in his ear. The muse wouldn't let go. And it became this series, like a Sherlock Holmesian type of whodunit, supernatural, sprawling historical adventure across the late early 1700s with Matthew Corbett and Professor Danton Intrasfell kind of in that Moriarty character, and Matthew Corbett taking the role of the Holmesian character, chasing down the Emperor of Crime that is Professor Fell. And it just kept growing and growing and growing until you thought, oh, wow, the end of this. And then the book right before this one, which was the King of Shadows, it was like, oh, this is not the big oomph I wanted. This is kind of took a little detour, but when I get to this, I'll get the big oomph. And I didn't get the big oomph. I just don't think that it was always planned as a series that's going to build up and then cap, in this big firework moment. Did it have the kind of characters only Robert McCammon can create? Yes. Bizarre, strange, scary, unable to take your eyes off the page. You have no idea what they're going to do next. Evocative writing, so the imagery that just jumps off the page. Every sense, smells, sounds, sight, everything is going to be used in his prose. There's so many things. Is this a fun caper at the end? Matthew Corbett at the very, very end trying to find this very, very special mirror in Italy. And I'll say no more than that. Yeah, it's a fun caper. They always are. But does it give you that catharsis of everything coming together in this caper? Everything that's been building to a head and this head just exploding at the end? I didn't really get that because, again, I think this was just a muse that wouldn't let go of Mr. McCammon, and it wasn't planned as a series to really do that. So when he got to the end, it didn't have that for me. But what I will say that I had not got to when I talked about this last week was the epilogue. The epilogue is everything. The epilogue turns this into a love letter to the character, turns this into a love letter to adventure in all time periods. It is such a beautiful, beautiful kiss goodbye to these characters that we've had so much fun following. And it just shows the range of Robert McCammon's writing. The epilogue is the beautiful bow on this entire series that I wanted. The epilogue is what I will absolutely remember. I will remember the character arcs because from Speaks the Nightbird, Matthew Corbett, somewhere between Robert McCammon and Matthew Corbett there. Matthew Corbett's such a different person from where he started in Speaks the Nightbird. Hudson Greathouse, the great one, such a different person by the end of this series. Barry Grigsby, Professor Danton Idris-Fell, all of these characters that you have been following and loving to follow, completely different by the end. Character arcs that sparkle with change and motivations that make sense and you can follow. All of that, unbelievable. That's why it's one of my favorite series. And the epilogue was the perfect bow on this, just like when you come down Christmas morning and see it on the present that you really, really, really wanted, and you know it is exactly what you wanted under the tree there because of the shape or size and the way it sounds when you shake it. The epilogue was everything for me. I really enjoyed it. One of my all-time fave series.
And now, would you say the epilogue kind of bumped it up a few notches for you? Because before it sounded like maybe it was one of your lesser enjoyed books of the series.
Look, that's probably true. There
Still
are
true.
some
Okay.
bangers in this series. Like there are some 5-star books in this series.
Right.
This I wouldn't put it up there as one of the best of the series. The epilogue is so sweet and beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. But I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite out of the 10 or so books of the series.
Gotcha. So the epilogue
But
did
Robert
bump it up a little
McCammon
bit,
on
though.
his worst day,
Yeah,
Robert
still
McCammon
Robert
on his
McCammon.
is still Robert McCammon. So, that's all I got to say about that.
Well done to Robert McCammon for finishing this series.
And then somebody who on their worst day is still Janny Wirtz, is Janny flippin' Wirtz.
Yes. I can't wait to hear about this.
Dude, after that, I started Ships of Merior. Now, this is the U.S. edition. So in this is both Ships of Merior and Warhost of Varhost, I believe. I think is the pronunciation. It just says part 2 here, so I don't.
I thought
but
it was
I think it
Warhost
was
of Vastmark.
Yeah, you might be right. You might be right. Google it there and tell me. But
It is
so
indeed
anyway,
Warhost of Vastmark.
Warhost of Vastmark.
Yes.
That is part 2. And it's in one book here in the American edition. Now, we have some folks with us from Bulgaria and Italy, and they have the European edition, which ends at Ships of Merior and then the next book. So we're all reading through book 1, which is Ships of Merior. And I finished that too, buddy.
Oh, man. I was going to say, it looks like it's right there in the middle. I bet you're done.
It's finished.
Yeah.
I wrapped this up.
How was it?
Oh, my. What she's doing, what she's creating, it's unbelievable. It lulls you into this. The language is like it will just surround you and enwrap you and transport you. And it just starts to give you this feeling of almost comfort. It's like Arathon is traveling to these places. He and Dakar are traveling. And I'm not going to do any spoilers, but, those of us who were on this reading journey and we're all talking about this with big reading group. We're reading through the Wars of Light and Shadow, and we get together every other month. We read a book, and then we have a big discussion. And the discussion's going on all the time on our Discord.
Yes, absolutely.
So hit us up on Discord right down there. And what else we got down there? All kinds of stuff.
Oh, we got Twitter, Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram. Is there another one? I don't think so. And Patreon, if you want to count Patreon.
Yeah, there you go.
It's there too.
All right down there for you to explore. But at Discord, so we are just talking about this and a lot of other read-alongs that are happening. So check us out there if you'd like. But it almost kind of gets you like, I'm just traveling with Arathon to this town and this town, and oh wow, that kind of happened there, and oh, this kind of happens here. And what she's doing is slowly laying these breadcrumbs, and what you think of is like, well, this is kind of just like a road movie. I'm seeing more of the world. This is kind of cool. I'm jumping around with some of the wizards here. I'm jumping over here, seeing a little bit more. This world is expanding. It's becoming, the scope is growing. And then you realize every one of these breadcrumbs, every one of these locations, every one of these little happenings as Arathon travels from town to town with Dakar, they're all going to be used. You don't realize it, but she's ratcheting up the scale and the scope and the tension and the stakes as you go on. And then as you start to get to the end, you start to see the grand plan that Arathon has been putting together the whole time. And it's so completely satisfying. And then at the end of this, what a great satisfying ending. Like I thought, it's like, oh, and Janny even warned me, it's like, you're going to get half a book if you stop. I still felt this was such a satisfying ending for Ships of Merior. And it's just so beautifully done. You don't see it coming at you. You just see the world growing and the world expanding. And then all of a sudden, you didn't realize what these breadcrumbs were leading to, and these stakes just start piling up on each other and up on each other. And it's like, and then it's everything that can be great about this genre, a different world, an unbelievable star-crossed love that you can't help but root for. This curse, these two brothers, this curse between these two brothers, and this enmity that they can't outrun no matter how hard they try, or maybe they don't want to in the case of Lysair. It's absolutely becoming one of my favorite series, even after just 2 books. And it's because of the beautiful craftsmanship that Janny Wirtz employs. Everything is laid down for a reason. Every word, every noun, every adjective, every verb, laid down for a reason. Everything that happens, laid down for a reason. It's going to come back around. It's going to be used. It's not, there's, you may feel like, oh my God, maybe this is filler. No. There's no filler in this book. It's all going to come back around.
You have no idea how upset I am right now that I'm not reading this book.
Let me tell you, I'm going to upset you more because I keep telling you guys that...
Before you say that real quick, I just want to say, you pitching this as like almost like a road trip story between Arathon and Dakar moving through Ethera, it's like, If it was any
Isn't
other
that
character,
exactly what you want?
Yeah. If it was any other character, I would have said, I don't want that. But because it's Erathon, I was like, I want that. Absolutely,
No,
I
believe
want
me,
that.
you do want it, and it builds to something you don't even realize it.
Oh, man.
It's. I'm telling you. I keep talking about this prose that will pick you up and lift you and take you somewhere else.
Yes.
And oftentimes we talk about soft magic systems, hard magic systems. What do I love in a magic system? I love magic.
Yes.
And the craftsmanship that Jenny Wirtz has with words and phrases absolutely blows your mind and makes you feel like there is something magical happening. Whether you understand the system or not, that's not important. You see the mystery and the wonder and the magic taking place strictly because of the way she can craft these sentences and these words and these phrases. And I want to show you just a quick moment of this to kind of illuminate what I'm talking about.
Please do. I can't wait.
All right. To fashion a beacon spell potent enough to recall a kindred spirit across the deeps between worlds, the Fellowship sorcerers laced bridles of pale energies through ruined circles. To each interstice in the focus pattern, they fixed precise markers attuned to a facet of the mysteries. Through their hands flowed the tides of distilled wisdom, secrets bought from centuries of knowledge and observation, from the filament of science that enacted the stealth of an owl's flight, to the quickened burst of speed into sprout. They invoked the endurance of oak trees, singly, by name, until thousands of forest-tapped roots were called aware to volunteer their grounding as anchor. They braided the voices of sweet summer stars and the staid pull of planets to their courses. Wild wind and grass were coaxed into coercion, and their million partnered voices whispered measures in counterpoint and litany. Mountains were asked to lend solidity, and the dark heart of stone gave back its sure self, to bell subvocal vibrations and waken the somnolent earth. The third lane shrilled now to a higher-pitched current. Waves of summoned energy dashed in succession into the construct formed amid the focus pattern. The Paravian runes glittered, then lashed to spitting life like the splash of molten metal over coals. Like, you just can feel that something is happening there.
See, that's what I like about the way that she handles magic. Because I obviously didn't love... I'd never finished Mistborn. I'm sorry, don't get mad at me. I don't think I like the hard magic stuff, but I love the way that Janny handles magic, because she doesn't... It's not just, hey, magic, here it is. She shows you how it comes to be.
You feel the mystery.
You feel it. And because of this world that she's created, you buy the cause and effect of it. You buy every bit of it. It's so great the way that she does it.
And it is just beautiful.
It is.
Let's face it.
It is.
That, I mean, you can't hear that, read that, listen to that and go, that's some gorgeous stuff.
It's gorgeous. She's a master.
Yeah.
She really is.
Absolutely. So absolutely finished it, blew through it, had a great time, cannot wait to continue, because let me tell you where this leaves off. I cannot wait to continue with Warhost of Vastmark.
Don't tell me that. I got so much time to go.
Oh, man. You're going to love this book.
I know I will. I can't wait.
You're going to love this book. So, hey, look, I had a little bit of time before I came up here. So, I just grabbed another
say that.
volume of One Piece.
God dang it, man.
Because, hey, you know, we had our first crew meeting over on Dr. Chase's channel. We recorded it this weekend. The whole crew got together. We talked about the East Blue Saga, and it got me so fired up. I kind of wanted to get back into it. And this kind of ties up East Blue and even goes into a little bit of the Baroque cycle. And I'm having so much fun. Laboon, my friend. Laboon. That's all I'm going to say. Had a great time.
Means.
Loved it. Someday you will.
Someday in October, I will.
Yeah, and that's going to hit Dr. Chase's channel maybe this week. I'm not sure how soon he's going to get that out. But the whole crew, our whole One Piece crew, talked about the East Blue Saga, and we just had such a wonderful time being together and talking about it and reliving our favorite moments. Check that out over on his channel. It'll be coming real quick. And hey, before I go on to what I got, because I got like a whole nother week and a couple days to this month.
That concerns me.
Maybe we should thank some people.
Always. So many people to thank.
So many people to thank. They do so much for us because, let's face it, we're not capable.
We are not. We have no idea what we're doing.
You don't have to sell me on that. I already know. Check it out. Just a quick break in the action to thank all of our correspondents, directors, and producers on Patreon. These people keep the lights on. They make decisions for us because we don't know what we're doing. We're not great at making the decisions around here. The decisions all the way from what I'm going to read next, what the book club of the month Patreon pick is going to be, but all the way up to video ideas and what we're going to do here on the channel coming up for you. If you're interested or you want to find out how you can be a part of this, right down there in the description box, click the Patreon link. It's got all the answers for you. And once again, thank you to all of these fine people that are helping us build the channel, our correspondents, directors, and producers. Thank you, one and all. So, hey, look, I got a little time left.
This better not just be all One Piece volumes. I'm going to be real upset.
This was the end of my stack for the month.
Yeah.
But no, it's not. I wouldn't do that to you, man. I wouldn't do that to you because I got stuff I really want to read. I really want to read A Drop of Corruption, the next Anna and Din mystery from Robert Jackson Bennett. They sent me an advanced uncorrected proof. I cannot wait to get into this. I'm going to read this week so I can let you guys know what book 2 is like in this amazing series. I had such a great time with book 1.
Now, have you started it, or is your bookmark just like kind of on the cover there in the inside?
It's just kind of on the cover there. I probably will read a chapter or two before I go to bed tonight.
Okay.
But so I'll wrap that up this week. And then I kind of also want to stick with some newer stuff that some publishers have sent me. Tor sent me a copy. DAW sent me a copy of Mechanize My Hands to War by Aaron Wagner. And I thought, hey, not super big. Maybe I can get into this, let you know if it's worth a read, worth a pickup. I hear great things. Wanted to get a little bit of sci-fi. And that's about, I don't know all that much about it, but Daw was wonderful enough to send it to me. So I'm going to try and squeeze this in for the month as well.
You know, without knowing anything about that book, Aaron Wagner, I'm sure you're very talented. I feel like you could have made that story about somewhere between 500 to 800 pages, just from my own personal gain.
So I think I'll get these two this week, and I just may have time for another comic series that I have all the issues to.
You don't have to do that.
For a John Constantine story that I've been letting stack up. So that might fit in as well.
John Constantine gets a pass. Well done.
If it's all there, I got to do John Constantine.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Oh man, but that's going to come out to you doing what, 12 books this month? Something ridiculous.
I have no idea. I will have to count.
Yeah,
But it's a hearty month.
Yeah, you know what? Let's just not know what the count is until the very end.
But you got a plan. You've got a plan.
I got a plan. It's going to be close. No matter what happens, whether I get through all these or not, I think it's going to be close.
Well, you know, let's. I can't wait to see how it all comes out, man.
Me too. I'm excited.
I'm rooting for you. I really am.
Well, now I feel mean, like going against you if you're going to be all nice to me.
Well, let me tell you, if I beat you, I'm going to laugh my butt off.
Yeah, but that's better. I
can still root for you.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, okay. Last week, man, we were crazy busy. Not only was the pre-sale going on for signed copies, but it was a busy week. Do you remember any of it, or it's just a blur to you?
Yeah, weirdly enough, I remember all of it. Maybe
I bet you don't.
Oh, maybe I don't. Now that you said that, I'm scared. But I remember most of it. Yeah.
Okay. Hit me. I would love to see this.
Well, after the weekly reader, you, me, and Mom came in the studio to do a video just kind of talking about what it was like writing Discovery, and each of us kind of sat down and asked each other some questions that got real deep and emotional just about...
Well, the weird thing is I think we asked questions that no one else would know to ask.
Yeah, exactly. We kind of wanted to get personal with it because we know each other so well. And
we had to thank a lot of people.
So a bit of a double whammy with that video there. It was pulling for two. And then after that, you interviewed the lovely, ultra-talented Mike Shackle. How was that?
Oh, amazing. I'm just going to say it. The dude's amazing.
He seems really cool.
Oh, check that interview out if you haven't. We keep it spoiler free. So even if you haven't got to the Last War trilogy yet, oh man, you sure need to. And the stuff he's doing and putting out on his website, oh, you need to know about all of this. You need to know about all of this. Hit up that interview. Just an amazingly lovely, lovely gentleman, was so giving of his time, such thoughtful answers. I just had the best time talking with him. So yeah, that was special.
And if you have not read the Last War trilogy, you
One
can
of my
vouch
all-time
for
faves.
it. Say it was in your top 10 trilogies of all time. I believe it was in your top 5. I think it was up there.
If it wasn't, it was very close.
If it wasn't, it was very close. But if you haven't read it,
very good.
That interview with Mike Sheckle is spoiler free, so enjoy that and pick it up. I'm sure you'd like it.
Yep. If you haven't read it, it'll push you to read it, I think, for sure.
Yeah, I would imagine so. It pushed me to want to read it. I'm sure I'll get to it next year.
You did miss some things.
Oh no! I knew you were gonna appear on somebody else's channel, or I missed something.
Well, first of all, you were supposed to appear with us on the Library of Allenxandria's
channel.
channel.
Right. Now I feel even worse that I wasn't there.
This was Monday night.
Yeah.
Lovely Alan had us on. He wanted to talk to us about Discovery and how we work together and where the ideas came from. So Mom and I went on and got to talk about you while you weren't there, which was awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And look, it's always amazing to hang out with Alan. It's just always a party, and it was absolutely that. And we thank him so much for having us on. That was Monday night. We were over live on Alan's channel.
Yeah.
And then, like I say, we recorded, I think it was Saturday night, the entire One Piece crew went over to Philip's place to hang out and talk about the best of fantasy with Dr. Fantasy. And the best of fantasy One Piece has to be included. It does have to be included. So we got the crew together and we talked all about that. And that video will be dropping very soon, if not this week, very, very soon.
And what a list of VIPs on that crew. That's
Whoa.
That's a heavy hitter
It's an all-star
list.
crew, man.
Yeah.
It is an all-star crew.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I won't even try to list them all. Well, I could try to list them all. You got the best of fantasy, Dr. Fantasy himself. You got the nerdy narrative, the lovely Leslie.
Yes.
You got Zach, the storytelling dragon. You got Andrew, the wizard himself. And you got Jake from Nerd Level Rising.
Isn't Mike in there as well?
Mike wasn't feeling great, had to pull back a little bit from some of the things he committed to because he wasn't feeling well. Best to Mr. Mike from Mike's Book Reviews. Hope he's feeling better real soon.
Totally fair. Hope you're feeling all right,
But
Mike.
he says he'll jump back in. He is way ahead of us. Or me anyway. He's way ahead of me in One Piece. So he said he would jump back in with us if he can down the road. But he just like you with Alan Monday night, I think he had to do a little bit of self-care and take care of himself.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sorry, Alan. I feel really bad. It sounded so fun. I really wish I could have been there. I was very upset.
It was a great time. You really missed out. So you were at the production meeting. Tell me what we got coming this week.
I have no idea what we have coming. Do we have... It's the end of the month, so I've got a shot here.
Oh, you do?
We got a wrap up, I'm sure. Or is that that's the start of next month? Okay. Well, then I'm gonna go.
We got
book
one
haul.
more week of this month.
You gotta have a book haul in there, right?
That's next month.
I don't know what we're doing next week.
How long have we been doing? It's like I'm throwing curveballs. It's the same schedule almost.
I have no idea what we're doing. Oh, TBR. It must be TBR.
Ah, TBR.
Give me $1 million. I couldn't tell you what the other thing is.
Oh, you're in it.
Oh, am I?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
So first off, yes, our video that drops Wednesday will be our TBR for the month of April. Everything we're going to be reading in April, we'll have it all stacked up. And we even know what the Patreon read is because we did a little bit early. So our international people could have a chance to get the book and be ready to go. So we have the whole stack ready to unveil this Wednesday. And then on Friday, well, you're just lost, aren't you?
I have
you're
no
like
idea what's
you're
happening.
like a young boy lost in the field.
I'm listening not so much because it's like, oh, what did I forget? It's like, oh, what do I have to do? Because you said I'm in it and I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh my God. Book club with the missus.
Oh, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, It shows. It shows how excited you are.
Just yesterday I was thinking, like, are we not doing book club with the missus? It's kind of late in the month. I feel like we should have done that by now.
Oh my God. Well, we wanted to give because look, it is A Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad is the book club with the Mrs. Choice this month. It's been going on all month long in our Discord with the March of Darkness, all types of events going on there that people have been hanging out and doing. So we wanted to give everybody a chance to read it so they could all get together here at the very end of the month. So Friday will be you, me, Mrs. talking about The Heart of Darkness.
I can't wait. That's going to be a lot of fun.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
And there's a whole March of Darkness event happening with all kinds of stuff on the Discord, all different types of read-alongs. So if you're interested in that, check it out. Hello?
I'm just waiting to see if you glitch again, because I literally just said all that 23 seconds ago. I just want to see if that spinning thing goes over your face. Like, what?
Pretty much, you want to know what happens? I think it's that any time that your mouth
Anytime I open my yapper, you tune out.
These eyes glaze over. I don't listen.
It's just like those baby browns turn into like a glazed donut. Just like, that's it.
My eyes aren't even brown.
What are they?
Who's paying attention now? They're green. They've always been green. I'm your son. How do you not know this?
Those are not real. I wouldn't say green.
They're green.
Well, you do know your father's colorblind.
Yeah. Don't.
So
make
who
me
doesn't
feel
know who
bad.
now?
Oh, come on.
Don't get into this
Check out
contest
March
with me.
of Darkness in the Discord.
Well, that's it for us.
No, it's not. We got to talk about what we watched.
All we got left is what we watched.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I know what you watched.
I watched the finale of Severance.
Yeah, I finished as well.
Oh, I want to hear your thoughts then, because we did talk about this, but you go first.
I was like 3 behind.
Yeah,
I had to watch the last 3, and I watched one Wednesday, one Thursday, and then one Friday night. So I kind of watched 3 nights in a row to kind of get like a nice run up into the finale. Look, this is what I will say: it's a quality show. They do know how to wrap up a season. There were high moments that I loved, but here I can't say I don't have problems with these last 3 episodes of the season. Even the finale, I felt tonally they went off the deep end a bit. They started to break some of the rules of their own world that they had hardcore set up. That somewhat I had issues. Now, did I enjoy it enough to watch season 3? Absolutely. I'll be there day 1.
Yeah.
To see maybe some of these problems I have, there will be answers for, or there were plans for, but it looks to me a little bit like there are some cracks showing. This is a show very much collaboratively done in a writer's room with a lot of ideas going in. It's not one creative force's thrust of an idea that everything is in their head, all the rules are adhered to and stuck to. It's like a lot of ideas coming in and they go, oh, I like that one, let's go with that. And it's like, I don't know if that was the best one, to be honest with you.
Or one that even logistically made sense, you know?
Yeah.
No spoilers, obviously. All I'm going to say is marching band. What?
Yeah.
How did...
Yeah, there were moments like, I'm like, I don't buy
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had moments tonally, and otherwise, I think they just went... I just think they got an ideas board in a writer's room and a lot of ideas going, and I'm not quite sure there's a master plan where I have less faith at this point than I did at the end of season 1. I'll say that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But is it a very evocative, very quality show that I will watch when season 3 hits? Absolutely.
I agree. I think I had a similar reaction to it. I think the last, 5 to 10 minutes of the finale, great.
Dynamite.
Awesome. Yeah. The last 2 minutes of the finale, brilliant. Woo! Loved every second of it, which to me kind of assured my fears a little bit, because after the past 2 episodes, I was going like, I don't know if you guys have a plan. And that's really concerning. But by the time I got to the ending of that finale episode, I was like, okay, this feels like where you always wanted to go.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't done enough Googling on this. I don't know. But to me, it makes me wonder, like, did they get affected by the writer's strike and there were just some ideas that maybe should have been shot down and they didn't have time? Or I don't know.
I have no idea. I don't know. I haven't looked at all I know is the reviews are pretty boffo. They're pretty shining. Everyone's loving it. And I'm not one of those. I wouldn't say, but I cannot take away them. There are absolute moments in that finale that are brilliant.
Yeah.
Like that's peak. That moment is peak. Like that's brilliant.
It's not enough for me to say if you really enjoyed the first season, I wouldn't tell you not to watch it.
Oh, I would absolutely say you have to. If you enjoyed the first season, you absolutely have to watch it.
Yes.
And I bet some people would tell me, it's like, oh, what, are you crazy? The whole thing was phenomenal. And fair play. I could understand that argument.
It seems like
for me, there were just
pretty-
some. I had some issues.
Yeah, it seems like it's pretty split. Some people really loved it. Some people were not feeling it.
Yeah, I guess you could say I walk the line between. But I will definitely be there for season 3.
I'll be there for season 3. Yeah. I hope they had some issues with the writer's strike and season 3 is a little more on point. But I we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll still be there.
So, what else? Watch anything else? I'm caught up with Mythic Quest. I got one more episode to go, and that's done. It's fun. It's got, as the season has gone on, it's built and gotten, I would say, to its regular level of fun.
Okay, because I remember you were saying at the beginning it was maybe not one of the best seasons.
Not one of my favorite seasons. Nah, it's gotten up there.
Okay, fair enough.
To the level of fun that they always have for me. And I kind of went back to, I realized I never finished the season of Silo that I'd started. So I went back and going to start catching up. And let me tell you, I had only watched, I think, the first 2 or 3 episodes, and I checked back in and watched an episode this week. And it's the one where Steve Zahn shows up, and oh my gosh, do I love me some Steve Zahn.
The Zahn. Love the Zahn.
I love the Zahn. It was good. Go so good.
Now I'm going to have to catch up just because Steve Zahn's in it.
It is worth catching up.
Just to see Steve Zahn?
I'm telling you right, yes. I'm telling you he's that good. He's that good.
All right, I'll catch up. Now I have a concern. Does you watching Silo mean that you're not going to start Daredevil right away?
That's what that means. I got to finish Silo.
Oh, man.
Because the Zahn. I got to the point where the Zahn is.
But I'm waiting on your Disney Plus login so that I can watch Daredevil.
But look, Daredevil, I don't know how many episodes it's going to be. I know it's not done yet.
Right. Yeah.
I know it's not finished. So, I mean, there's some time there to let them stack up.
Yeah. I keep seeing clips of people enjoying things, and you're making me wait.
I promise you I will get it. Let me finish Silo, and I promise it'll be the next thing I start.
Finish Silo. Maybe I'll catch up on Silo. Well, I'll do
there you
that
go. We'll do that. Maybe next week we can talk about Silo.
That'd be nice. Yeah. Amanda and I caught up on some more Rocky movies.
Always fun. Always amazing.
Very fun. We watched Rocky 1 and 2. We talked about that last weekly reader. So it was time for Rocky 3.
Yeah.
She didn't love it as much.
Well, it's not as good as 1 and 2.
It's not as good as 1 and 2, but that's a very high bar. It's hard to be as good as Rocky 1 or Rocky 2.
It's hard to be as 1 and 2, yeah.
Yeah. But she was very unsure, and then by the end of it, she was like, okay, that was fun. I liked it.
Yeah.
And then we got to Rocky 4.
Oh, talk to me.
And for those that don't know, something big happens at the beginning of Rocky 4. Somebody dies.
Yeah.
That was it. Turn the TV off. I'm not watching this.
Oh, you're kidding.
She was very attached to a character that was no longer around.
Yeah. That happens to her all the time.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Every time Amanda...
The person that goes at the beginning of Rocky 4 is... You gotta love him.
Yes, but you also got to say, hey, he had a good run.
Had a good run.
Not like,
that's true.
Not like snuffed at the prime of his life.
Yeah,
you
true.
know?
Yeah. But we turned off Rocky 4 and immediately turned on Creed, which is phenomenal.
Oh, Creed's amazing.
Creed was great. She cried, I believe, 4 times.
Yeah. Creed's a great flick.
It's fantastic. Yeah. So came back out on top. Creed redeemed it.
Okay, well, because Rocky kind of becomes the character that goes.
Yeah.
See how it's one big circle.
Yeah, but I think she was real into, the grittiness of Rocky 1, and it was very grounded and very much about the lives. And Rocky 4 is, it's the 80s. It's very much sensationalized. It's not that down-to-earth feel anymore. It's a very different movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it does change.
But now she's saying maybe she wants to go back and watch it, so maybe we'll try again.
They're all worth seeing.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah. Well, okay. We should probably wrap this up. You got anything else? Any other big plans?
That was it for me.
You keep that wrist loose?
I'm going to have to.
Yep.
See, this hurts. This is not good.
No, you're in bad shape then.
No, you got a problem.
Hey, what about you? What kind of week did you have? Did you catch any good movies? Did you read any good books? Did you have some 5-star reads? Let us know. Hit us up in comments and tell us. The whole reason we started this channel was to talk back and forth with people that love books, love the kind of books that we love. So hit us up in comments. We're going to answer everyone that comes in as quickly as we possibly can. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up button. You know what it's kind of goofy. You may not even realize this, but it helps us get a little bit further out there and meet new people and bring new people into this group. And every person we bring in, that's a new soul. That's a new perspective. That's a new way to look at these stories that makes us all richer and stronger and more amazing in this world that we all share together with story. And if maybe it's your first time here, you want to see what a weekly reader is, you just popped in, hey, that subscription button, hit that, because when you do that, you join this amazing group that's hanging out on Discord and everywhere else and meeting up here for these videos. Wow, I'm telling you, the love, the support, this group of people has been life-changing for us, absolutely amazing. You can be a part of it. You hit that button, you will feel the tingle when you join this group, because this group is one of the best on the internet, bar none. I think you can back me up there if you didn't fall asleep.
I don't know if it's been mentioned before, but this is a real great community.
That's why I don't call him literary wingman for nothing. Okay, best color commentator in the business right there. Wow. You know what? Wow. I don't know what. I got nothing.
You speak and I zone out. I don't know what else to tell you.
It's from a very young age. This has been going on too long, young man.
This banter, the online streaming is the culmination of many years of me not listening to you.
It's all been leading up to this.
I enjoy every minute.
Yeah, it's been, you built this channel. We would not be doing this if it weren't for you. This is all your fault.
That's not true. Go back to all the old videos when I wasn't even on here. The camera's pointed at you.
Look, I don't know any of these, what any of this does. I don't know. And you've got me a checklist like Chuck Yeager before he puts the spurs to it. I have to go through a whole pre-flight thing of switch these things in this order and sit my can down here and talk about books. But I don't know how any of this works. You built all this.
If I don't stop you now, you're just going to keep making comparisons for the next hour.
That could happen, yeah. Everybody, thanks so much for joining us one more time, because I feel like this might be the last. Right here on Talking Story.